So I've done a lot of soul searching on what NBA Jam to get. If I'm gonna get the 30th anniversary NBA Jam Deluxe or the Shaq Jam, we have a visual here of the Shaq Jam. And I just wanna say that the price will drop on Shaq Jam when the Deluxe does hit the market. So what I wanted to do, and if there's others out there who sold their OG NBA Jam like myself, or if you have the countercade, if you're looking for a newer NBA Jam, we're gonna break down some comparisons here because I'm telling you there's gonna be a sale on Shaq Jam, or you can pay full price on the NBA Jam Deluxe. The best visual I can use for the NBA Jam Deluxe is to go off of the NFL Blitz cabinet. And the reason I'm going off the NFL Blitz cabinet is everything about this cabinet is gonna be close to identical to what we're getting with the Deluxe NBA Jam, except for that riser. Sit down about an inch, inch and a half. So technically, if this wasn't on a riser, it was one piece, this would be 63 inches tall. 61 inches tall Blitz, 63 inches tall Deluxe. You're basically getting 4 inches higher with the Shaq Jam. And when we compare it to the image of the NBA Jam Deluxe, you're seeing that that is 63 inches high. So it's practically identical to this Blitz. So right when you see that high point right here, that's gonna be your 63 inch mark. If you could just imagine that riser not being there. So if you have NFL Blitz, or you're using this video as reference, this is gonna be exactly like that Deluxe with a deck protector. This one doesn't have it. And I did ask the question and they couldn't answer it. There's a couple Arcade1ups in here, Shaq Jam, Golden Tee, NFL Blitz, and a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 right in the corner over there that not all of them have a deck protector. There's 2 of them without and 2 of them that do. But this slanted control panel, this is where some of these decisions for me personally are going to be tough, because you're looking at that angle, which for a guy like me, this is very comfortable to play. When I play, before I sold my NBA Jam OG, you had a flat surface, and we'll check out the Shaq and compare that in a second. I played a couple of games on there and then went on my NFL Blitz, and the first thing I said, it's actually playing with my good friend, the bad guy Mike Worley, playing online together. I said, oh my gosh, I mean, this is so much more comfortable on this angle. And I said, you know what? You know, I've been talking about Shaq Jam for so long. Maybe the Deluxe is the way to go. It's just, this right here is the selling point. You're gonna get light up buttons. You're gonna get your 4-player deck. I mean, it's gonna be exactly the same as what we're seeing here. On the molded coin doors, they're gonna light up. So you have the light up coin doors, the buttons, and probably, I'm just gonna speculate that the marquee that comes with the new NBA Jam is not gonna look as washed out as Blitz. So if you have NFL Blitz, you know what I'm talking about. I've had to swap mine out for the Sabos marquee. But just visually, this would look really good paired with that NBA Jam Deluxe. And you could just see in the image that the buttons do light up. This is straight up from Arcade1up's site. They are selling this exclusively right now on Shop Hippo and Walmart to follow. We'll see what other retailers have this Deluxe. But you're just basically looking, and I do like the artwork. You know, it's different than the NBA Jam we've seen before, and this is the tournament edition. You can see that marquee. But the fact that the coin doors light up, the control panel lights up, I mean, this is stuff we can do on our own, but it's just, you know, for just a plug and play type guy like myself, to get this and not have to do anything, you have a BOE monitor. It's a tough call. Only thing is, like we said, when that cabinet does come out, you're gonna see this, the Shaq Jam, Shaquille O'Neal edition, get marked down, and the lowest we've seen this has been $399. I've speculated that it could drop even more. but for the most part, it's gonna drop. We've seen $5.99 sales the last couple of weeks. They go from $5.99 back to $6.99. This is a very valid price to what we're seeing right now. Target was probably the last retailer, and I think ABT Electronics, where we're at right now, had that marked down at $5.99 also. But the marquee is gonna be so much bigger on Shaq. Only issues. We've talked about the monitor, and it looks better than what you're seeing on the camera right now. This reminds me of the iArcade. The iArcade has the TN monitor, but the colors are just so vivid. They're just vibrant. And that's what I'm seeing with this, and I think that's what they were trying to go for. The issue was they only had the light bulbs on one side of the screen, and the reason this looks better than the Golden Tee, which I do have, and there's actually a Golden Tee 3D right over there, it's more straight up. You go over here, they had to slant this back more because, you know, you're doing that motion with the trackball, and there is more of a slant, and what that does is it makes the picture look even worse. And you know, and I have this, the marquee is big. I did put my Terminator 2 marquee up to here, and it like comes up to like right here. This marquee's big, but it's not as big as the Shaq Jam, and there's just so much. It's like, what for me, what's more important? Bigger? To get a bigger cabinet, or comfortable? When we look at that Blitz, the best thing that I can take from this is that control panel. And that's the question that I have to ask myself. What's more important to me? Being comfortable playing it? And it's not like it's terrible playing on that flat surface, but it's just so much better. It's better on your wrist. You're only getting a 17-inch screen, and you look at the speakers here, you're gonna get those grills on the Deluxe. All Deluxes have those grills, and they're gonna be, you know, 3 to 4 inches in diameter, and you're gonna have that wrap. You're gonna have the NBA Jam Session wrap underneath that. There's nothing you're gonna have to do to that cabinet. As long as that marquee isn't washed out, your buttons light up, your coin doors light up, the side art is going to be perfect with that NBA Jam logo. We just don't really know about the marquee. There's not much you're going to have to do, but with Shaq Jam there is. And I can honestly tell you, this marquee is coming up a little bit brighter on camera than what I'm seeing, and people have said that, like, it's a darker marquee. Doesn't really bother me. But if that bothers you, that's something you'd have to fix. If the screen, which I think it's very livable, if you'd had to swap that out, there's another thing you have to do. And the coin door, like, and I keep saying, you know, the flat surface. I'm trying to nitpick any way I can. I don't think that this is going to be completely uncomfortable. It's just more comfortable to have that angle on there. But you're not going to have the coin doors, and they're not going to light up. Along with that wrap from the Deluxe, you're not going to have that here, and there's things you can do. So the wrap, the coin doors, the monitor, and the marquee. And another thing is this XL doesn't have the grill covers, which has always baffled me because Golden Tee does. And you know, and I bought this. I pre-ordered Golden Tee from Best Buy right when it came out. Like, I thought, and this is a cabinet. You know, I did. I paid $6, and they're selling it for $548.10. I did pay $6.99 for Golden Tee, and I'm never gonna sell it. It was my second Arcade1up, and I have a lot of fun playing the bowling, especially. And it just holds a special place at home, along with my favorite cabinet, which is X-Men. I'll never get what I paid for this cabinet. I'll never get it on a resale. it's worth it to me to keep it. And that's the thing, is I already have an XL. You know, we have a Pac-Man XL, if you can find one, the Killer Instinct Pro, and then the Shaq Jam. I mean, what XLs are coming out in the future? We're kind of in that spot. Do you want to get a cabinet similar to Blitz, or do you want to go big? And just to reference Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for a second, everything about this cabinet is just like a deluxe, except it's going to be on that riser. And most deluxes now are going to have light up coin doors, but this is something very simple that you could take care of yourself. I just wanted to make sure there actually, yes, there was a deck protector on here because some of them didn't have it. I have this cabinet and there's nothing, the marquee's fine. There's nothing that I have to do to this. I could have went the option and lit up those coin doors, but it's a great looking cabinet. And if you have new form factors like Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, where you have the slanted control deck, you have this shape where we installed these ends, you have the NFL Blitz, the NBA Jam Deluxe would fit right in with that. The thing with me is where I have Blitz and where the next NBA Jam, providing which cabinet that one is, aren't going to go in the same room, arcade, that I do have my other 3/4 scale, and that's where this decision for me can get tricky. I flip-flop every week, and if you'd ask me right this second, as a recording of this video, it is the 16th of September. I'd get the Shaq Jam. I would say, if there was a sale, so I gotta ask, if it's $399, $499, in that range, with inflation, I'm not sure how low these will get now, but we did just see a $399. I'm confident that we'll see another $399 or even better with Shaq Jam in the very near future. That would be a hard decision for me not to buy. It's actually hard for me not to. I could leave with this right now. I'm not going to pay $699 for it, but I could leave today with Shaq Jam. It's a tough call, but today I'd go with Shaq Jam. Last week I would have picked Deluxe, and it's something that I'm going to go back and forth. And I thought that if I did a review before the review, it would help people trying to decide, like, if you want to go bigger, we have options. We have a bunch of bigger cabinets we can get, and we know that next year we'll see even more bigger cabinets. Or do you want to stay with the Deluxe line? It's going to be more, but you're going to get that new form factor, and it's going to be comfortable, and as they say, it's going to come with all the bells and whistles. It all comes down to size. 67¼ inches tall. The control panel should be identical at around 31¾ and the exact same with Shaq Jam. So 31½ to 31¾ your 4-player decks are going to be identical. It's just the flat versus the slanted. There's been some complaints about the Deluxe, the width, and just to point out that the Shaq Jam is just over 22 inches wide. The complaint about the Deluxe is they're really skinny, and this is going to be very true to the Deluxe at just under 19 inches wide. If you go to the riser's obviously wider because it sits inside. It brings us out to 20 inches, but you lose an inch, which isn't a bad thing because you can get more cabinets in a smaller spot, but it does wobble a little bit. You're gonna run into that with the Deluxe. You get the same games. Everything's it's gonna play exactly the same. The controls are gonna be the same. It's just the aesthetics, right? It's the form factor. What works for you? The more I stand and sit here at Shaq Jam, and I just want to back up for a second. People have said that, you know, because of the size of this, the control panel, it does look small. It does, but you know, when we're talking about home arcades, how much wider do you want this? It already takes up a lot of space at 32 inches across. You know, it's not like 19 to 20 inches where we can get more 2-player cabinets, 1-player cabinets right next to each other. Would you want a bigger control panel? I've always said that a 4-player, you know, you're not going to get 4 adults playing this. comfortably, but it's perfect for 2 people. And I don't have an issue with that. And if, like, just to say, if Arcade1up gave us something that was a true 3-player type game, use this form factor. Use this 4-player control deck, but only put in 3 joysticks. That'd be perfect. So pre-ordering NBA Jam 30th Edition Deluxe. It's gonna run you at $649.99. Now there's not gonna be any taxes, there's not gonna be any shipping charges. That's the price you're gonna pay. You're gonna get what we just talked about, all these lights basically. You're gonna get a new form factor and it's gonna be comfortable. You can see the slanted control panel, control deck, and it's gonna be exactly comparable to NFL Blitz. Will we see? I mean, this is the thing. It's like getting the new iPhone, getting a new car. You're always playing catch up. You know, even if you get the Deluxe or you get the Shaq Jam, there's gonna be a new XL next year. I mean, they're gonna keep doing it. So it's just like, do you do it now? Do you wait? You know, if you're itching to buy an arcade, I mean, you just keep playing this back and forth, but I mean, here's all the features. Blueprints are slightly in. You know, they've been giving us bigger cabinets. There's not a lot of them. But with the addition of Pac-Man, now there's 4. And we'll see what 2024 brings us. But most people, I mean, you're just looking at a full-size pinball machine here. I mean, this is a great visual here. I mean, just look at the size of a pinball. I mean, they don't have NFL Blitz. We get this in the same shot next to one of these pinballs. They have 2 XLs, and the XLs even look smaller. Imagine how much smaller the XL would look compared to a real arcade. And this is kind of a real arcade. It's a smaller, it's about as high as NFL Blitz for about 5 feet, just over 5 feet. You know, you're getting that commercial grade. Premium controls, I mean, listen to that. It's next to a pinball. Like, the pinballs are huge. They're enormous. There's another one right there. Star Wars is a little smaller, but I mean, the newer pinballs, I mean, you're seeing a lot of videos on pinballs. They are huge machines. And they should be. I mean, it's a pinball machine. I mean, what would attract you to spend $6,000 to $10,000? So this one's just under 5. It'd have to be good. And you know, from standing here, it's worth it. Dr. No's $10,000. Well, just under. I think going bigger, and this is hard because we're not getting everything in this new form factor. And I can't honestly tell you that we'll get every arcade in an XL, a Pro size in the future. I think we'll get some. And that's where the decision comes tricky, but if it came down to right now, if there was a cheaper price, because if there's not, I'm gonna wait on Shaq. I'm sticking with Shaq Jam, not saying anything bad about the 30th. I love it, and you know, I might flip-flop again. There's a lot of value there. It's just the size is what I'm going for. I already have Golden Tee. I can get Shaq Jam. Heck, I could pick up Pac-Man at Costco and I'd have 3 XLs. It'd be a good start. I want to thank everybody for watching the review before review. I hope I laid out a bunch of stuff here. It's a tough call. And before we see the official release date on the 6th of October, and you want to dish out that $649, we're going to see sales on Shaq Jam. And now you know, like, this is the difference between the 2 arcades. Which one do you prefer? Because we have options. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.